What is up, my fellow dragons? It is Brave Dragon here, back again with caller0demons72, and today we are going to be doing the full-on reaction. It's going to be him doing a blind reaction, because I've already seen these. I wish I didn't, because this series is absolutely amazing. Brandon Rogers is amazing. So if you're not a kid, go over to Brandon Rogers' channel and subscribe to him, because he is a fantastic creator on YouTube. I'm actually really glad that YouTube is allowing him to keep making these videos, because they're absolutely amazing and hilarious. But let's stop wasting time and check out Blood and Makeup Part 1 of 3.
In all my 27 years on the force, I've just never seen violence like this. Los Angeles just isn't the place where violent things happen. Certainly not in the world of kids' television.
Eat your pancakes.
Oh yeah, I want TV!
Why would the TV want to be watched by a bunch of ugly... Let's have fun!
It wasn't just a children's show. I think audiences of all ages love Blah Blah the Clown.
This guy was the definition of overnight success. I mean, his show was motherfucking iconic.
What time is it?
But even the most beloved icons can have a dark side to them.
At first I thought, how could anyone do this? And then I thought, probably with a knife.
I was like, there's no way. There's no way my best friend could be a serial killer.
Do you ever get angry, boys and girls? Sometimes it can be difficult to do the right thing, but
Kind of
you
a
mustn't
random
listen
shot.
to that anger.
Yikes.
For
And
an
then,
angry
yeah.
clown is a clown nobody wants to love.
Three more bodies were found last night.
The victims' faces were painted like clowns.
Ladies and dicks, we're dealing with the goddamn psychopath.
I didn't know what help was until I met Blah Blah the Clown.
You do not want this man entertaining your children.
Officials say what was written in blood were the words of a real doo-doo mouth.
Look at him! That look! Look at the face! Look at that crazy bastard!
That was Marlon Webb. Blood and Makeup, the last laugh of Blah Blah the Clown.
My son was a difficult child. He'd just look at me with those big dumb eyes, like staring into a pair of assholes. Eddie didn't know how to be a star. I was a goddamn star. This was taken 15 years ago.
And how old are you there?
11. Tell me what you just said.
I said you're a bad actress.
I don't know where his anger stems from. Go to your room, ugly.
Fine, bitch, I'll go to my room and I'll do drugs and lose my fucking mind!
Why can't you lose your virginity?
Eddie was like a brother to me. We met back in high school.
Oh, I hated his fat little friend.
Dude, your mom's pissing in the sink again.
This is my
The
palace!
two of them were pranksters. You know the type. The kind you just want to fuck in the ass because they're so cute. But then you remember, they're full of shit because they're fucking assholes.
I wanted to be a director, he wanted to be an actor, so we were the perfect duo.
You've been humping up Desmond.
Desmond's my brother.
I knew you'd fuck your brother.
Since I was 7.
Well, joke's on you, bitch, because I took your pregnancy test, and guess what? You got a baby in your body, and that baby is mine. How was that?
That was one of the best performances I have ever seen in my life.
This performance is trash. Why would you show me this?
You know what? Fuck you, Mom.
Eddie was never able to make his mother proud.
That's not how I taught you to wash your asshole.
And when she crushed his dreams of being an actor, that's when he said,
I hate you, and I'm gonna run away from home. How about
I'm
that?
not even buying this performance.
Yeah, well, you better buy
I
it.
will not.
Oh, well.
Eddie wanted me to pack up my bags and move to Hollywood with him.
I want you to pack your bags and move to Hollywood with me. Good idea. School, your family. What about my school, my family? Fuck your school and fuck your family. Fuck school! Fuck you! Run away! Alright, sweetie. Be safe. Get back to my love. You can do your love. I don't want that shit.
We drove to LA and shared a small studio, and let me tell you, times were tough. I couldn't even land a job shooting porn.
Yeah, I'll climax when you hold that fucking camera straight.
Well, that was very rude. And Eddie sure as fuck couldn't land an audition.
Hi, I'm Eddie Oswald, and I'm auditioning for the role of Kid with Cancer. Cadaver 6, ethnic janitor.
Yeah. Can you not look at the script, please?
How the fuck am I gonna know what the lines are? Don't bother going in there. I'm just gonna tell you no.
Eddie wasn't the best at taking rejection.
We'll call you.
Man, you call me the fuck you will.
But one day, he wasn't rejected when he came in and auditioned for me. Clive Butler, founder of Butler's Sweets and Such. I was just 2 months away from rolling out my yummiest confection yet, the Blah Blah Bar. I just needed a young, fresh face to be the clown on the package.
So, you ever play clown before?
I don't think we're up for the same role exactly.
Richie Goldberg for Blah Blah the Clown.
That's me.
All right, come on back.
No, I'm Richie.
When I saw how passionate he was about clowning, I simply had to have him audition.
Sorry, what the fuck am I auditioning for?
It's a spokesperson for a chocolate bar we're rolling out next month.
I thought this gig was to host a kids' TV show.
Oh, it
As
is.
soon as that pink makeup went on,
I'm Eddie Oswald, reading for Butt the Clown.
That's not his name.
I knew I'd found the face of my new candy.
You want the part?
I got the part.
So we rented a shit little studio, sillied it up, and before we knew it, Quiet Time with Blah Blah the Clown was LA's #1 kids show.
Morning, children. I'm having such a great time.
Or at least a genius marketing strategy disguised as a kids show.
What's candy? Blah blah blah. Or a treat for you. Diabetes exists. Why is it so hard to spell?
Though there was one thing that heavily concerned me. The fame was getting to him.
Forget about these kids. It's about me.
Okay.
I was the stage manager of Quiet Time. Working with Eddie has been the worst experience of my life, and I lost my virginity to a jacuzzi.
What are these two fuckers even doing here?
Your costume designers said, why am I wearing shit?
Eddie hated that the costumers had more style than him, but they were gay and married, so you know they think outside the box.
You know what? Just get out. Just go.
Yeah, way outside the box.
Honestly, fuck that guy.
What?
Everyone knew Eddie had anger management problems.
Why am I the only shit stain on this goddamn set who's a fucking professional? Roll it!
He was becoming unhinged.
What time is it, kids?
Diabetes exists, you shits!
It became apparent we could no longer maintain a studio audience, so I brought in Wendy, a puppeteer. She was such an artist, making all sorts of this and that's to put her hand up.
Another day in puppet paradise with Blah
She is so bad at her job.
Eddie and Wendy really hit it off, probably a little too well. Before long, I believe blowjobs were occurring even during production.
So tell me more about Mount Rushmore. It was built in 1927.
The fuck are you all looking at?
It was obvious there was some favoritism happening on set.
Can someone get her a pillow? No, not you. You get the fuck back over here and fix this mop that you were paid to make.
Look, no one likes wig makers, but Eddie didn't have to be a dick.
You can't say dick.
Oh, he's being a real penis.
Ow, ow! What the fuck is wrong with you? How much are you getting paid to be on my show? How much are you getting paid to make this?
I'm sorry, did that hurt you?
I can't believe this shit. She is the only one in this whole room you treat with any sort of respect. I've had it. I don't care who the fuck you think you are, but no one talks to me that way. I am finally going to say what everyone in this room wants to say. No one likes working with you, and in this town, that shit matters.
Okay.
No, you have to yell at me now. It's my turn. Tomorrow when I walk on this set, I want to be treated with respect. And you know what? I fucking hate clowns. It's bullshit.
Maybe if one of us had gone with her, you know, made sure she was okay. Wouldn't have been the last time we saw her.
34-year-old Deborah Tomlin was
found brutally murdered in her apartment last night.
Fingers are pointed at the host of the show, who was allegedly the only one who had the motive to kill her.
Well, I think the evidence is stacked against him like some lumberjack pancakes.
There was absolutely no evidence that he wanted to kill Deborah.
I'm gonna fucking kill you, Deborah!
I don't care. That footage isn't proof.
And they can use this as an admission in court!
My name is Detective Penelope
Yeah, they don't
Pennybrook.
believe it.
My
Pretty
colleagues
much
call me
he's
PP
innocent.
because we don't waste time. We're gonna need all these
PP.
fingerprints cataloged by 11:30. My skills are unparalleled, which is why they called me to investigate Deborah's death. I'm on it. Immediately, something about this crime scene rustled my jimmies. She was beaten to death in the face with a hand mirror. Her body was found on the south side of her kitchen, which is a strange way to murder someone in a room full of weapons. What's strange is that there was no sign of forced entry or that anyone was even with Deborah that evening. So I spoke to the last person who saw Deborah that night.
Well, I got home that night around 7:30, I believe. Saw the bitch trying to unlock the door.
Yeah, well, fuck you. I was just starting to feel good about my makeup.
That was the last time
That's
I
Helen.
saw the bitch.
You remember her?
Later I went
Yeah.
home and
No
had to
running,
pay
you
my
piece of
rent on
shit.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, Dirty Tony 69, for your $100 tip requesting me to give you extra credit on your math final. God damn it, Tony Ramirez, I know it's you.
After digging a little further, I unfortunately found the video in question.
This is why girls want to suck your dick.
If you look in the background, you can see clear into Deborah's apartment at the time of her death.
New evidence has surfaced this morning.
Proving Deborah's death to be a suicide. Looks like the only thing this clown was guilty of was being a poopy dick fart hole.
Well, he's innocent. It looks like you were wrong.
Well, I've been wrong before, Shira.
Okay, well, coming up, if you eat this
And I'll do it again.
I knew that Eddie had something to do with her death. I just needed him to slip up. And then, February 27th happened. Eddie has some of the crew over at his house to celebrate his innocence with a game night. His lack of compassion was the first red flag. I mean, who celebrates after their colleague has just died?
We're hanging out, we were playing some board games.
The Chinese checkers particularly set him off. So we switched to Jenga, but that was even worse.
Board games are pretty stressful, if you've ever played one.
I busted out Twister.
At approximately 7:30 p.m., a testicular mishap occurred over a game of Twister. That's when Eddie finally snapped.
I remember him saying, "Ouch, my balls."
And he started to get a little upset.
Tensions are heated. Eddie accuses Rick of intentionally sabotaging his nutsack and throws him and his husband out of the house. Daniel tries to calm him down. The killers never calm down. Eddie can't contain himself. He follows Rick and Ronnie outside. Unfortunately, the home had no exterior surveillance, so what transpired between them is still unknown. What is known is the horrific aftermath of the next morning.
I was taking out the trash around 10 a.m. when I noticed there was this big unopened package right by the door, and it didn't have a shipping or return address on it, just an image of a clown in what looked like blood. And I thought to myself, I don't think these are the lima bean balloons we ordered.
I neatly rushed over to the studio. When I opened the package, I forever scarred myself and my staff. For inside the package was Rick's head.
This time, I had a hunch it wasn't suicide. Because how did he pay for shipping?
And that is episode 1. Interesting, right?
Yeah. I just kept getting surprised by it.
Yeah. And sorry if the light quality is pretty bad.
Yeah,
like,
so you don't have it. It needs to be aimed a little bit.
yeah, if you just hang it up there, right there.
Yeah, forgot to do that.
Here, give us a second. Alright, we're back, and we're going to head on to Blood and Makeup Part 2 of 3, continuing the little series of Blah Blah the Clown. So let's get into this.
Went over.
Warning, the following program is intended for mature audiences and contains graphic imagery, strong language, violence, and much intrigue. Viewer discretion is advised.
He's a monster. He took away the only man who could... We're in his way to my heart.
Approximately 3 weeks into production, the head of Rick Harper was anonymously mailed to the TV studio he worked at.
With standard shipping.
A gruesome week in children's television as 2 crew members were brutally murdered just days apart from one another. Police are investigating the show's host, Eddie Oswald, and his whorish puppeteer, Wendy Bundy, who both believe that despite these tragic events, the show must go on.
The show will go on. How about that? Even if 2 of my beloved late colleagues are currently getting more screen time than me.
Welcome back. Today we've got a great episode. And today, I mean it. I'm here with the man behind the clown that everyone is talking about, Eddie.
You can call me Eddie.
I did.
Okay, let's move on.
How does it feel to become a children's TV icon overnight?
Well, I'll tell you, Connie, it's a goddamn dream come true. Although technically we're not just a kid's show. We're actually produced by Clive Butler, right over there from the Butler's Sweets and Shit Candy Company. He actually financed this entire show as a way to market the new Blah Blah Bars in stores in only a month.
Did you murder Rick Harper, Eddie?
I'm sorry?
Your costumer, Rick Harper, who got into an argument at your house, and then his head was sent to your studio the next morning. Is that some sort of coincidence?
I'd like to keep this about the Blah Blah Bars,
And this is just
please.
days after the very bizarre suicide of Deborah Tomlin, another crew member that you didn't get along with.
You could tell Eddie was starting to crack. You know, every time he'd get stressed, he'd start eating that chocolate like it was ass.
Your upbringing wasn't the best, was it, Eddie?
This interview is over.
Your mother created a very angry person, didn't she?
You need to lose weight.
Dr. Carl says I need to gain weight, Mom.
Yeah, well, Dr. Carl isn't in show business!
All you needed was the pressures of your own show to make that inner child snap. And just give me a comment. Did you kill Rick Harper and Deborah Tomlin?
You know what I said was enough! I want you to look into that fucking camera and tell all of your viewers everything you spit out is bullshit!
It's bullshit!
The gossip, the lies! I want you to tell them it's all one big joke!
It's all one big joke!
Say it again, bitch.
It's all a joke!
It's all a joke! It's all a joke! It's all a joke! It's all a joke! It's all a joke! Like
I said, it's all a joke!
And you can find more of this tomfoolery Saturday mornings, 9 a.m. Pacific Standard. Blah Blah Bars. So delicious you could just die.
Absolutely. I love the intro to this.
Yeah.
Because it's literally created to be like a crime documentary.
I didn't know what help was.
And they asked her, is there anything break?
You do not want this man entertaining your children.
I mean, there's still those 2 cans of cherry Dr. Peppers.
Yeah. That wouldn't mind if I took more, but I'd be like a big dick if I took the last 2 cherry Dr. Peppers. Or 1. You want one?
Yeah.
Okay, now I don't
Alright,
feel like
we'll be right back. Alright, we're back and we're gonna continue this.
Idiot prank wasn't helping my company's image. And you know how hard it is to convince kids you're not going to kill them?
What did that
I
say?
do. It's quite
Say
hard.
Yeah, they...
Eddie's little media prank wasn't helping my company's image.
I'm thinking...
Yeah.
Wiener sweets.
And such. Yeah.
And you know how hard it is to convince kids you're not going to kill them? I do. It's quite hard.
Blah, blah. Did you really kill those people?
Oh, now, Percy, you know that wouldn't harm a fly.
I know, but I'm sure they would have deserved it.
They did deserve it.
It wasn't working. And we only had 1 month left before the blah blah bars hit the grocery stores, and we need to clean up this PR nightmare.
How? Everyone thinks I murdered that fucking asshole.
Be honest with me. Did you? You can't be serious. It's not too late to pin it on one of the kids. I can understand what Eddie was going through. Clown paint has a way of getting under your skin. I should know. I created Blah Blah the Clown when I was 18. I had just arrived in Los Angeles with a dream of becoming a successful clown who doesn't diddle the children. Little did I know it was my heart that would be diddled when I met Cassandra Butler. She owned a small candy shop down on Melrose in Fairfax. We were perfect for each other. I'd teach her how to clown around, and she'd teach me how to make candy sweeter than an angel's kiss. Oh, we made the 80s our bitch. She made the candies, and I did the clowning to sell them on TV.
Come on now.
Then one day, she created it. The Blah Blah Bar. The most delicious chocolate I've ever tasted in my life. We must have whipped up and devoured a batch of 30 bars that night alone. We were going to release it the day after we got married. But that day never came.
Oh shit, it's been recording the whole time.
She died with the recipe of that Blah Blah Bar. I was able to keep the candy company in business, but nobody gave a rat's dick about my clowning anymore. I was just a corporate fool trying to live out his glory days. Until 6 months ago, I found a whole box of Cassandra's belongings, including the recipe I've been trying to recreate for 3 decades. I began production on the Blah Blah Bars immediately. I just needed a fresh new face to be Blah Blah again. And so I understand why Eddie's angry. Clowning is a very serious business.
That's great. I still had a headless homo on my hands. Crime's no joke, and I'm no comedian. I take my job about as seriously as I take an anal fissure. That's pretty serious. Look who got sloppy. You know, I always said in my years in the field that murderers are some of the dumbest. Don't tell my captain. I questioned the only person who was with her that evening, his husband.
I just told her it wasn't me.
Which was a relief, because then I only had one more suspect.
Look, whore, I didn't do it.
Eddie, no one is suggesting that you're definitely the killer, but we want to get a sense of...
I am not a killer! But if I was, I would have slit him gut to gullet, and I would have told you I didn't do it!
The trail had gone cold. I was out of suspects. Until, just before leaving the station, Eddie decides to stop for a little pee-pee time. Moments after, one Officer Ramirez enters that same restroom. The only difference was that Eddie was the only one to come out.
Alright, we're back.
An LAPD officer was found dead tonight with his goddamn throat slashed open.
That's all I needed to put that Pepto-Bismol pencil dick away.
I didn't do it! My son was a little ass puke, and sooner or later everyone was gonna see it.
Seeing my best friend in handcuffs? Now that's hard. And yes, I know that's what she said, but Eddie did not kill a cop.
I was slightly relieved. Just the day before, I was cataloging all of my evidence. When I checked the time, destroying all my evidence, so I had to recreate all of my evidence, none of which would have held up in court. So, I mean, I suppose it was a blessing that Officer Ramirez was...
Detective P had her head up her B. When Eddie found out she lost the evidence, he was pretty upset.
God damn it, now I'm pretty upset.
What are we gonna do, man?
I don't know. That Detective P has her head up her beak.
Yeah, I'm totally gonna use that one later.
It's a good joke, Daniel. There's no denying that. But now there's nothing to prove my innocence.
You need to get a lawyer, okay?
You're right. And I know just the guy.
Did you kill somebody?
No, you didn't. Shut the fuck up.
Your Fifth Amendment right is so precious to me.
I'll fucking kill you to defend it.
And thanks to that right, I don't have to tell a fucking soul. So give me a call. I'll defend you so hard that I'll have to plead the fifth.
You get what you pay for. And Eddie didn't feel like paying for much.
What the fuck did he say about me? Be honest with me. Did you do it?
Of course I didn't do it.
Eddie represent killers, not liars.
You can't think I'm guilty.
I don't think you're guilty, I just think you did it.
Okay, we're gonna lose this, and if I'm going to die, then I have one last request. Talk to the warden. Let him let me shoot one final episode of Blah Blah. We can do it right here in this jail.
The request seemed innocent, but I knew there was something much more sinister at play.
When I heard Eddie wanted to shoot an episode from prison, I immediately said,
I'm not paying for it.
I just didn't understand why he would want anyone to see him that way.
Good morning, children. You're not letting me do too much today. But that's all right, because we have a very special episode in store.
What's on today's agenda, blah blah?
Today, I'm
Getting the fuck out of jail!
Eddie was bolted to the table, and that guard did not have a lick of keys on him.
He doesn't have any keys.
There's no time. Plan B, plan B.
I don't want to do plan B.
I don't want to die here!
I love you.
I know, just do it! What a way to end episode 2, huh?
Yeah, I was like, I wasn't expecting that one.
Yep.
I was like, what? How, I forgot how he lost, man.
And you are not ready for this final part. And let's get right into it!
Hey, it's me, your sister. I crave.
Here we go.
A kids' television host is the prime suspect in 4
Grisly Los Angeles murders.
Clowns are extremely temperamental. If you happen upon one, laugh at their jokes.
Unpopular opinion here, but I don't think Eddie's guilty.
Are you kidding me? Everyone knows clowns are killers.
You're just talking minds that walk through walls at best.
I think you have your head up your ass.
Must be, because I'm talking to a turd.
My fellow Americans, I have been made aware of the tragic events taking place in California this past week. But let this not distract us from my re-election this November. How do we expect this country to be great again when we allow cock-sucking murder clowns to entertain our children? I know, just do it!
You saw that shit? That bitch got his hands off.
We gotta do the other one.
Fuck that! We're taking this table with us!
Please just stop showing that day.
You cut off my fingers, you bitch!
Mom, you weren't moving so much.
Just finish the job!
If you give me a second term, I'll be sure to clean up all the fecal matter I caused in the first one. That's because I believe the only clowns that deserve American freedoms are the ones in the Senate.
We thought we'd lost those little shit stains.
Officials have no whereabouts of the fugitives currently, but are advising residents to lock their doors and stay inside.
These 2 assholes could be anywhere. Over to you, Flint.
Bodies were found last night.
The victims' faces were painted like clowns.
Ladies and dicks, we're dealing with the goddamn psychopath.
I didn't know what help was, so I made a wobble of a clown.
You do not want this man entertaining your children.
Officials say what was written in blood were the words of a real doo-doo mouth.
Look at him! That look! At the face! The goddamn crazy bastard!
I remember like it was yesterday, mostly because it was. I was sitting in my car, eating my concha like normal. That's when I started twirling around in the corner. I said, oh my God, that boy ain't got no hangers. I tried giving him a Mexican pad for his wrist, but then the girl said, give me your car. I said, excuse me? Then she proceeded to grand theft auto me out of my vehicle. Then they drove off in my car, leaving me on the ground to finish my concha. I hope they crash.
Well, we just crashed, kids, but that's all right because we got a special episode.
We couldn't believe it. This crazy fuck was broadcasting his show on the run.
Good evening, miss. How can I help you? My name's Don.
I'm Dave.
I'm Dick, and we're brothers.
Hello, boys. My pal ain't feeling too hot.
You think you can let the clouds some
Holy shit, this guy needs to see a doctor.
You'll do no such thing.
He's gonna bleed out.
Not if you give me the tools to build him new hands.
You can't just build someone new hands, bitch.
Fuck you. I build puppets for a living, and I'll build what goes up their ass.
That'll be 306.54.
Run this, dumbass. That stupid haircut. That stupid way you slide that card like it's through an ass crack.
I am getting word that the card has in fact been declined. That's embarrassing, and they should be embarrassed.
Here, take some chocolate, asshole. We don't have any money.
That's right.
We got a couple of rabbit.
We don't take kindly to thieves. What do you say we show them what we do to thieves?
I'm scared for you.
We located the hardware store in Hawthorne, Nevada, but by the time we got there, all 3 employees, Dick, Dank, and Daniel, whatever their names were already murdered.
3 more bodies were found last night.
The victims' faces were painted like clowns.
Do you know how it feels to keep getting to the murder scene after the murder has happened? Yeah, I guess that's my job.
feeling too well today, kids. But don't worry, I have all the tools to make him feel better.
We knew exactly where to find him. Bonus, I had gas in my car.
Assholes, hands in the air. Drop those knives.
These knives are my hands, bitch.
Distraction! Where?
Pussy attack!
This pussy is tough on crime.
Run, Eddie!
I had no choice but to break her ankle with my actual pussy. I had Eddie's hoe in custody. That little maggot was alone and on the run.
All that titty baby knows to do is run away.
This was now a nationwide manhunt.
Which is why I'm deploying a federal SRT team to bring in this clown, commanded by American hero Lieutenant Cocksucker.
Yeah, I'm Lieutenant Cocksucker. Yeah, that's my name. Today our target is this clown homo with these robotic molester claws.
Fucking hate clowns, sir.
They're un-American.
God, I got the best men a cocksucker could ask for.
On today's episode, we're outrunning the U.S. military.
What's gonna be? I really do this.
Get out of the lake, you candy cane cock!
Yeah, what are you gonna do about it, Fasto? Huh?
Get your hands off me, you cocksuckers!
For all I care, my son is guilty, and they can let him swing.
Accused serial killer Eddie Oswald is standing trial today, and would you look at those ridiculous claws in the handcuffs? And it doesn't help his case that his attorney is a piece of shit.
My client is innocent, but if he was guilty, he would murder each and every one of you fuckers for not believing him!
His lawyer had some compelling arguments, but then I heard that prosecutor.
Where were you the night of the murder, you guilty fuck?
Guilty. Now I know what that word meant. It meant I needed to start paying attention.
His mother was humping on John Wayne Gacy.
Language!
I'm from fucking Texas.
I'll allow it.
I never fucked John Wayne Gacy. I blew him between killings, but that was hot then.
Daniel Clemens, a close friend of Oswald's, was the only person to speak in his defense.
You people are putting away an innocent man.
You know those two were butt buddies, right?
But it was ultimately the testimony of one individual that would determine the verdict.
You're probably wondering how I got that clever little neck brace. Well, I made the mistake of visiting Eddie the day before the trial. I just sincerely hope you find the help you deserve, Eddie.
Guy's the man who tried to kill you in this room right now. Yes. Yeah. Could you point him out to us?
Eddie was always such a good boy with a big heart. He's clearly someone who needs help, not punishment. If it pleases the court, I am willing to put up the funds to find Eddie the care that he needs.
I was sold as soon as I heard funds. Mr. Butler kindly paid for a life sentence at Bremer Asylum, where
We keep our patients laughing. I'm Dr. Linda, and at the Bremer's Asylum, we don't diddle our patients. Not even if they ask. We are one legitimate ass operation. If we weren't, why would my name have doctor in it?
I just hope the good doctors at the Bremer Asylum can help rehabilitate the young man. He was like a son to me.
Los Angeles can rest easy knowing that another short-fused shithead is off the streets.
do I think Eddie did it? I'm not paid to think. I'm paid to judge. And my judgment is that I think he's guilty.
It's hard to move forward from something like this, but the blah blah bars